Hello, friends. Welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Carrie Wood, pastor of the Goldston Methodist Church in Goldston, North Carolina, and today is Christmas Eve. And so I want to take you to the continuation of this wonderful story of the birth of Jesus and the birth announcements that eclipse anything that we might do as we announce our own babies. Today we are looking at Luke 2, verses 9 through 11. Hear now these words. An angel of the Lord appeared to the shepherds, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord." This is a great, wonderful story. And back in the 1960s, television executives decided that they needed to spruce up Christmas by creating various holiday specials. And so you have things like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the story of Santa Claus and all of these different things. And they were very, very successful. And so CBS came to Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts. You know, Charlie Brown, Linus, Lucy, Snoopy, and the gang. And they said, "Would you create a Christmas special with your characters?" And Charles Schulz said, "Sure, but you must accept what I give you." Well, CBS was so confident that they would like what he did that they gave him the green light and said, "Sure, do whatever you want to do." Well, Charles Schulz did something they never expected. He put the actual story of Jesus into the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Do you remember that moment when Linus is responding to Charlie Brown's huge, desperate request, "Would somebody please tell me what Christmas is all about?" And Linus tells this story of Luke chapter 2. But here's the really amazing thing. Not only did Charles Schulz put the gospel story into his Christmas special, but he did a special thing in telling the gospel story through the voice and actions of Linus. Linus is the most insecure kid on the planet. Linus has to have his blue security blanket everywhere he goes. Without it, he's desperate and he doesn't know what to do. And throughout the series of comics that depict Linus, he's never without the blanket unless somebody takes it away from him. But here, as Linus goes on stage and he quotes the King James Version of Luke chapter 2, Charles Schulz does something amazing. When Linus is telling the story of the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I want you to freeze frame your DVD or your Blu-ray." And notice what Linus did. He dropped his blanket. The kid who is always afraid and cannot live life without that security blanket, at the moment that he hears, "Do not be afraid," he lets go of the blanket, and he's not afraid. A little later on in that Charlie Brown Christmas episode, when Linus finds the little tree that everybody laughed at because Charlie Brown picked it, and it wasn't the shiny aluminum trees they wanted him to have, Linus again takes that blanket and he wraps it around that little tree. And all the rest of the kids come and they decorate the tree, and it's suddenly not this scrawny, ugly, gross thing, but it is this beautiful, everlasting green thing. My friends, Charles Schulz is telling us that God is telling us if we will put our security in Him, in Jesus, the Savior who has been born to us, He is our great joy, and there's nothing in life that we need to be afraid of ever again. There is no place where we would have to feel abandoned ever again. On this Christmas Eve, may the story of the angels to the shepherds through Charlie Brown and Linus be yours. Do not be afraid, for in the town of David a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. And I'll see you tomorrow for another daily devotion.